Hi, my name is Rachelle Smith, Certified Master Fitness Trainer, Professional Speaker, and Author. Last time, continue the conversation on the importance of motives. And really, I challenged you, actually, I challenged all of us to really always think about why we do what we do. I mean, this is something that is important, not only, of course, in the fitness world, but outside of fitness. Because if you approach anything, engage in something with wrong motives, it's a high likelihood that you are going to struggle and most likely even fail. And I don't want you to fail. I always want you to succeed. But one of the points that I made in the last episode was just the importance of being unstoppable. And I highlighted the fact that, again, it doesn't matter what fitness facility you're talking about. There's always going to be a small number of people, the positive outliers, who on the front end who are very disciplined, very focused, very fit, very committed. I mean, there's a lot of different adjectives I could use to describe folks like that. But one thing that they all have in common is just an indomitable spirit and just a superb commitment to their fitness. And that's something everyone needs to have if you are going to succeed. Because as I stated before, obstacles are going to come up, adversities, problems, issues, rain, snow, car troubles. There's a wide array of things that can happen to discourage you from your fitness journey. And I pointed out, don't look at me and say, oh, it's so easy for her, because it isn't. I've had my own trials and tribulations during the last 23 years coming up here in May. And so I speak from experience when I tell you not to let anything come between you and your fitness. If it's something that you decide to do and you're all out committed to it, be unstoppable, because things will happen. And as I've alluded to, I've dealt with jealous ex-boyfriends. There's a whole, it was 10, 15 below when I lived in Evanston outside Chicago, when I was in grad school at Northwestern and had to walk to the gym. I mean, there's so many different things that I've been through. And as you all heard, last year dealt with that situation. And I totally, I'm still waiting for John Quinones to just roll in there and have just a follow-up and say, I didn't tell you then, but I'm telling you now. You're going to be on the fitness edition of What Would You Do? Because folks, I thought I had seen it all. I thought I had been through it all. And then, dealing with a 70-year-old, short, effeminate man who just happened to have a very unfortunate case of scoliosis. And it was very confusing. And if it had been, I'm always going to notice height. Height is big for me. Everybody has their things that they notice and things like that. But height's always big for me. So if it had been like a tall, masculine man, I probably would have caught on sooner. But anyway, that didn't stop me. That whole scenario, that whole situation did not stop me. It did not run me off. It did not cause me to go work out upstairs in the women only section. So folks, do not let anything or anyone come between you and your fitness. And you may not even, of course, hopefully it will never be a situation just kind of as crazy and jacked up as that. I mean, psycho stalker in the gym, but unfortunately it happens, folks. It happens in the gym, outside of gyms, younger people, older people, whatever the case may be. There's some folks that are just not right mentally, and so you got to be prepared for anything that can happen. But once you make up your mind, regardless of what happens, regardless of what adversity, obstacles, anything comes your way, you won't care. It won't matter. You will continue to do what you need to do. And I'm living proof of that. I'm still working out 6 days a week, and I refuse to let anyone, particularly anyone with wrong motives, throw me off track and derail my fitness goals and what I do in terms of my fitness. So folks, you got to be adaptable. Go with the flow. Keep on keeping on. Don't give up on your fitness. And speaking on, again, going with the flow and being adaptable, that's something, again, when you're committed, when you're disciplined, when you're focused, adaptability is key. Because I often say, again, activity does not always equal progress. So if you're still doing the same things, and it's so common. You walk into fitness facilities and you will see people get on the same machines for the same amount of time, day after day, and they wonder why they're not achieving results. And so there's concepts such as periodization. I'm actually going to do a future entire episode just on that one concept. But periodization, cross training, is so important. Add some variety. Be adaptable. If you love to run on the treadmill for an hour and you walk into your gym and all the treadmills are full, there's not one left for you, and you don't see anybody getting off anytime soon, get on an elliptical. Get on a stair climber. Get on a rowing machine. Try something different. do not be afraid to take risks. But again, there's so many people that fail because they're not adaptable. If your group fitness class for some reason is canceled at the last minute, perhaps you didn't get notification or whatever, you didn't check your email or your text before you walked into the building and the class is canceled, don't just walk out of the door. There's other weight machines, hopefully, in your facility that you can try, that you can, again, do things on your own. You got to be flexible. You got to be adaptable. And that's certainly something over the years that's benefited me because, I'm just kind of unique in that I like a lot of variety. And of course, that also is true in my fitness routines. But I'm very adaptable. Always my workout changes daily. I don't even have a clue what my workout's going to be until I roll in the door. And so that's something that's worked very, very well for me. I'm always tweaking. I'm always adding because, again, I believe in keeping my body guessing. But if you know me personally, that's just who I am. I'm going to keep you guessing. You may think you got me figured out, but then I'm going to switch something up and you're not going to be able to keep up. So adaptability is so important. I bring something, again, being very adaptable into your environment, to your surroundings. I bring my own stuff to the gym. And actually, a friend of mine said, yeah, Rachelle, you inspire a lot of people, even in the gym, but you're also intimidating to some people because you walk in there with all your own stuff. But see, people have to understand, I'm big on cleanliness. And as I've alluded to in a prior episode, never before in any facility, and I'm sure there's plenty others where it's still an issue, but I just haven't seen it in any of the facilities that I've been a member of and that I've been in, spent a significant amount of time in, where people will just get off machines, particularly cardio machines, particularly the treadmills, just get off, dripping sweats, walk off the machine, will not come back to wipe it off. And so that's why I bring my own stuff. So the least amount of things that I have to touch that other people have touched, the better off for me. So I'm just very big on cleanliness and washing my hands and wiping off my machines. But a lot of people aren't that way. They just haven't learned or they're just lazy. Fortunately, my gym has a wonderful cleaning staff. They do an excellent job. But they would have to be there every minute of the day, wiping off all these machines constantly. And they shouldn't have to. Because again, these are adults. You need to man up, woman up, and clean up after yourselves. Even in the gyms, it should be nobody's job to clean up after you. That's just a basic etiquette concept. So yes, I bring my own stuff. I roll in with my own stuff, but it works for me. Okay, I've shifted. Actually, I had the seismic shift that started when I was at Bel Air for 3.5 weeks, away from machines. So you'll notice in lieu of using weight machines all the time, like I did year after year after year after year. Resistance bands have been wonderful. Because yet again, I can use them right off the treadmill and right off the rail next to the track. And I don't have to worry about using, some of the weight machines that, some of these people that haven't cleaned up after themselves and wiped stuff off won't have to deal with all of that. But plus, it's just added wonderful, unique variety into my own workout routine, which has been wonderful. So be adaptable, be open to changes because things will certainly not always be the same. Another big thing in terms of adaptability that I've done is I decided I used to sprint 2 days a week. Now, when I'm in Louisiana at Bel Air, I spent 4 days a week. But that's because they've got a dedicated real track. I mean, the material and everything is just, it's just on point. So I sprint now here in Michigan once a week. It used to be twice a week. But I made a decision. I said I can have 2 highly distracted days of sprinting, which requires a great deal of focus. Or I could switch it up, sprint one day, make a sacrifice in terms of when I go in. The gym is practically empty when I go, so it enables me to be absolutely laser focused. Actually, that particular day of the week is my most highly focused day, and it's a sacrifice even for me, but it's gotta happen. So I just made that decision. Like, okay, again, quantity is not always the best thing. It's always about quality. So I even had to make that adaptation, and I'm always adapting and evaluating and thinking about ways that I can enhance my own workouts. But I wanted to wrap up with this particular article that was in Athletic Business here. Last week, a study has shown fewer U.S. adults attempting weight loss. So again, it goes back to motivation. People are giving up. All right. People don't have the indomitable spirit. People don't have the confidence and the courage to keep on keeping on and keep on pressing on despite any adversities or setbacks or obstacles, anything else like that. So it shows analysis very quickly An analysis of National Health and Nutrition and Examination Study results show that fewer Americans are making an effort to lose weight, despite a continued rise in the percentage of overweight and obese adults in the U.S. All right, so they looked at 27,000 adults between age 20 and 59 and found that the percentage of adults who could be classified as overweight or obese based on their body mass index rose from 53% in 1988, and you've heard me cite this before, 66% in 2014. The Center for Disease Control has also stated that 2/3 of Americans are either overweight or obese. So over this 26-year period, the percentage of overweight or obese adults who reported an attempt to lose weight in the past year declined from 56% to 49%. All right, and so let me kind of fly through some of this here. Okay, according to Dr. Zhang, Associate Professor of Epidemiology at Georgia Southern University at Statesboro, and the study's lead author, the decline in overweight or obese individuals who are attempting to lose weight is likely linked to more widespread social acceptance of larger body types. So people are saying, oh, well, everyone else is overweight or obese, so it doesn't matter. And yes, it matters, because again, this is a health issue. This is something that is so important, again, in terms of healthcare, productivity in the workplace. I mean, there's so many things that are interrelated. It's just how you feel, your quality of life, your health, your wellness, your energy level, okay, your vitality. All of that is related to your health. And so, folks, the best thing you can do, and I'm just so passionate about this because there's so many people just going through the motions, not realizing that activity does not always equal progress in the fitness world, actually any arena. They don't realize that. And so they just figure anything is better than nothing. And I don't believe in that. I believe that you should go in, you should be fully focused, full on committed to making things happen, to make positive changes in your life. And that's when the results will happen. All right. But it's going to take adaptability. It's going to take tweaking and changing. And again, just being unstoppable in the face of anything. Okay. You may have been, you've made a decision, you want to lose 20 pounds, and you've just struggled to lose the last 5 pounds for the last 3 months. Keep on keeping on. Okay, perhaps you've been jogging, but your times, you've been trying to increase your times to get better as a runner, and that just hasn't happened. Keep on keeping on. All right, anything worth having in life is always worth working for. All right, because we don't appreciate things that come to us easily. So I just want to encourage you. Evaluate your motives. Go into things with right motives, because when you have the right motives, no matter what or who comes against you, you will not give up on your fitness. And that's truly what it's all about. Thank you so much for your time. Make it a wonderfully fit day.